laundry machine, the washer and dryer.
Oh, yeah.
Hiding that. Just
all right, we are live, folks. Good afternoon in TGIF.
It's Friday.
Yes, woo! It's the Urban Alchemist here with very special guest, Digital Shaman.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. So, y'all, this has been a while in the making. Digital Shaman is a great friend and my actual neighbor. We live in a very exclusive, super exclusive area of DC. And we're neighbors.
We didn't even know the spiritual energy was right down the street, but we are reunited now.
Yeah, we came together. It was quite synchronistic because y'all know that I work at the Enchanted Fae in Silver Spring, Maryland. And Digital Shaman is just a regular guest who happens to lead a tarot circle in my neighborhood. And so I went to meet her and found out that we live like a block away. It's pretty wild.
It's unreal that we were definitely known each other in past lives, and then we're reunited again.
Yeah, it's wild. So y'all know how the spiritual journey thing is. So Digital Shaman, tell us a little about yourself, what you do. Let the I call my community the Divine Sparks.
Okay.
So let my Divine Sparks know all about Digital Shaman.
First of all, I really want to thank you, Urban Alchemist, for having me on your channel. Hi to all the Divine Sparks. Hopefully y'all having a sparkly Friday.
Yes.
Staying safe and all that. So I am the Digital Shaman, and I am here to pretty much show the intersection of technology and spirituality. Right now on my YouTube channel, I am focusing on doing daily reading.
Justine. Hi, Justine.
Oh, that's right. People are joining us.
Yes.
So I am, even though I say I'm the Digital Shaman, I am still a little new to all these different lives and things like that, but life is for learning. So as I said on my YouTube channel, I'm pretty much just highlighting different digital tarot apps, oracle apps, and just really trying to show love for the developers that are publishing these different products for us. And to me, this is a part of the spirit of the age of Aquarius.
Ooh, don't get me started.
Trust me, I still have my paper journal and my actual real life physical decks, but
analog.
It's always a place for analog, but we must embrace these new technical tools, and that's what I'm all about, is just showing us how to use them and all the different various forms that are out there.
So you already tapped into something that I have to touch on, because age of Aquarius. I tell people all the time, and we're really seeing it. I've been into astrology for years, probably 19 years at this point. You've been on it for a while. We really are seeing the birth, the blossoming of the age of Aquarius, and a few of the hallmarks are social justice.
Yes, yeah.
Revolution.
Yeah, change.
But you bring in the technology piece. So that's what you're doing is super exciting, because it's all about technology and the advancements. And then tying that into the spiritual scene is wild.
To me, when I think about Aquarius, I think, even though we look at data and websites, we're all pouring into this new collective, of new sites, new data points. And, one thing I like about doing some of my spiritual work on a computer is, being able to quickly look at trends. How often, we know when a tarot card is stalking us, but we can really check, this card really showed up in the reading the last 5 times that I did it.
Yeah, it's hard to deny. Justine, our friend Justine at Tea and Tarot.
Oh, I love tea. Look at the energy.
Yeah, she does a really cool thing with Tantra, but she can tell you, she knows all about that tarot life. Yeah, and there was one other thing I wanted to touch on.
But I just wanted to add one thing about the age of Aquarius. As we move from, Pisces is compassion and the martyr. This is a time for us to be independent in our knowledge. This is the time where timelines are being rewritten. The story is being rewritten. So let's just, embrace it safely. And, that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to add. I'm glad. I love what you do, because the intersection of the technology with the spirituality is key. The apps. I've been using a tarot app for years now.
Yeah, you gave me a reading on it, actually.
Yeah, did I?
Yeah,
okay, so I've been using Galaxy Tarot app. There's a bunch of other apps now, and she does wonderful videos on YouTube using tarot apps to do daily pulls and daily draws. So, I love it. It works just as great as the actual physical cards, and people are always astounded when I say, "Oh, hold on one second. I'm gonna read your cards." I pull up my phone. They're like, "There's an app." I'm like, "Yes, there's an app for everything."
Yeah, there's an app for everything. And we talk, as we just kind of introduced, we talk so much about energy, and it's just I mean, I know there's people that probably carry their decks in their pockets, but you know, not everyone's doing it. But what is always near us? Our phones, an iPad, a tablet, and we're touching and we're putting our energy imprint on it. So I think that, you know, in a way there can be seamless. And I mean, to me, it also can expand. I mean, not to disrespect and say not buying a certain deck because of cost, but tarot apps actually are a little cheaper in the app store than the physical deck. So a lot of people don't realize that.
That's one benefit I led a tarot class last week. And what's up, Yvonne? That's a photographer that I worked with.
Can I say I saw her work?
Yeah.
I saw your pictures. You were dope.
Yvonne, we were looking at our pictures together and she loved them. They're approved by Digital Shaman. So yeah, the apps are free. I let us.
Hold on, that's not English, Yvonne. Yvonne.
From the shop.
Wait a minute, no, she said she went to is that, did you go to UMCP? That cannot be the same Yvonne. I'm sorry.
Oh, what's up?
That cannot. Sorry, we just.
Dory Kush.
I'm waiting for her to be.
She's from the shop as well.
She works at the.
Her name just escaped me. It begins with an N. Nazarene.
I'm talking about this person. Who is this? Y.M. Brown.
She's from the shop. She's the girl I took a picture of. You saw her picture.
We graduated together.
You know her?
We would talk.
All right, y'all. Yes,
we would talk. Yes, Terp, make sure. Hold on.
Gina.
Terp. I had my class of 03. Girl, we will talk.
All right. So, yeah, it's cool. Y'all, we have a community. All right, anyway, so back to the cards, you all. Like,
I'm so sorry.
I do recommend the app because it's free, and then you can get a paid version, which is super cheap. But you can have all the power of the cards within your phone, so it's phenomenal. But speaking of cards, y'all, we are convened here today to talk about a very special deck of cards. So can you show them?
Yes, this is the Mediumship Training Deck. I'll just read 50 practical tools for developing your connection to the other side.
So Digital Shaman just got these in the mail from Amazon and invited me over to help with the unboxing. That's what we're doing. And
well, we'll unbox because, you know, I ran into Gerald and, you know, he spoke about some of the work that he's been doing. You know, we all know 2020, it is what it is, but prayerfully you've been able to kind of really tap into new levels of learning and healing and things like that. So when I ran into him, he told me about his new service line.
Yes, and we're going to talk more about it later on, but y'all know I am offering mediumship now, 1-to-1. $30 for 30 minutes. That's in the month of August and September. But also every Friday night, that means tonight, we offer gallery style mediumship readings. So if you'd like to experience mediumship, it's just $10. We meet at 8 p.m. on Friday nights, and you know you can experience mediumship. I know Gina was with me last week, and a few other people have participated. So thank you for that.
Deck is open. It's been a while since I've gotten a new deck and whatnot. So, you know, let's go through all the aesthetic aspects. It has a separate box top, which is cool. I guess this probably would be more of an oracle. Or,
and before you get into actually the cards, why don't you tell us what made you get those cards in particular?
So I definitely am trying to recognize and develop my own psychic ability or tapping into intuition per se. So, you know, the Amazon machine is always getting us. And I admit it was a little bit of a purchase, not just quite on the whim, but...
like an impulse buy, like last minute.
It was impulse, but at the same time, it drew me in. Mm-hmm. You know, something about training. And I mean, I kind of bought it and I am kind of like learning a little bit of stuff independent, although my community is growing and I'm thankful to have another actual human to try out different things with. So, you know, just seeing a training deck, and I actually haven't seen too many oracle or tarot that really get into the teaching and training and using it under the medium pun intended of cards.
Right.
So that's what drew me in. And then, like I said, the timing of, you know, when I ran into Urban Alchemist, I was just like, hey, you know, I got this thing coming, and you know, he's telling me he's doing legit mediumship. So I was just like, you know, let's check this out together and let's just see what it's about. So
welcome, Master of the Mystic Arts. I love that name. Like we're talking about mystic arts right now. And mediumship. So what did you purchase that with? I'm curious. You said you added that to your Amazon checkout.
I mean, just general Amazon stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because they are good about those recommendations.
Yeah.
But I know you mentioned that you wanted things to develop your psychic abilities, and you thought the deck was going to be slightly different. Is that correct?
Well, what I'm interested to see how this would go is, one, I guess, understanding the subtleties of mediumship versus psychic abilities versus the undercurrent of it all running through intuitive. Is it a matter of who you tap into that causes distinguish? I'm really just kind of open. And, personally, I'm just kind of just really open to see where this goes.
So, have you learned about the difference between psychic abilities, mediumship, and other spiritual gifts? Or are you still like...
I would say that I feel like I know, but if you can kind of clarify the different lanes, I think that would kind of support the conversation and inform.
Yeah, because it's one of those things. So a little background about me for people that are new. Welcome everybody that's joined us, Nicole. I knew that I had the ability, psychic abilities and mediumship abilities. I actually think I experienced mediumship first.
Okay.
A few years ago, I started noticing impressions and things I got, like when I read tarot cards. And so I joined mediumship circles and learned back then, but I never really went all in on the mediumship until quarantine hit this year.
Okay.
And that's when I joined circles online and really, really developed that gift. But when I started, I kind of lumped them all together. But the more you do the work, the more you see that you're tapping in at different energies, at different levels and frequencies. So like, psychic is just, I'm tapping into your own energy field and own aura, whereas mediumship is, I'm tapping into the spirits around you and I'm communicating directly with the spirit. So it's a subtle distinction at first, but the more you do it, the more you can notice, because a lot of times when you're learning to do mediumship, you'll come in mediumistically and then you may drop down to psychic, or you may think that you're doing a medium reading, but you're actually doing a psychic reading, because depending on the source of the information, I may be pulling just more particulars about you versus
the surrounding energy.
Somebody's perception of you. It's like, oh, I remember when you were a little girl, you always liked spaghetti. That's more psychic versus
the aunt that cooked the spaghetti, and if that person has passed over.
All of that.
Okay.
All of that.
Yeah. I guess to me, mediumship is, like you said, if you're tapping in, you're expecting for someone else to, I'd say pick up the phone, but you're looking for another individual to supplement your own into a knowledge of what you're sensing versus, like you said, psychic information is just little random pieces of data.
And they're both helpful because they're around you, but it's two different sources. It's like getting water from a water fountain versus from a faucet.
I like that. Yeah.
Now, there are different kinds of mediums as well, so I want to talk about that a little bit because I specialize in like deceased loved ones, ancestors, all of that stuff. But you actually are discovering your ability with like channeling and like higher wisdom. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So I've definitely have acknowledged that, I have an intuitive side, and that I'm now able to kind of listen and have discernment. But I would say kind of like how you said I forget the order that you did psychic before mediumship, but I guess for me, the gifts of channeling was always there, and I wasn't quite aware of what was happening. So I don't even know how to explain it, but I have volumes and volumes of stories, poems, and random writing, all centered around love. So for me, I'm like, I feel that I'm some Venusian.
That's our word. Venus,
Starseed. Because Venus, the planet of love and beauty, that's definitely where these things, it just hits you. Like channeling to me is I wrote something and I know I was not the source of it. Like someone else is, not like automatic writing, but someone else is helping me get a message out. So lots of channeled work. Sometimes it's, the thing about channeling, I know now when it's happening because I'll be writing or typing and it's like I'm in a trance-like state.
And it's called trance mediumship is what it's called.
Okay.
That's exactly what it's called.
Yeah.
And there are people that specialize in that. Some people use different mediums. Media. Yeah, that's the plural of media. Media. They use different media to record.
Stop thinking about digital media,
Yeah, media. It's funny how it all kind of
wordplay
works together. Yeah. So they use different media. Some people do auto writing. Some people do vocalizing. Some people do spirit artwork. It's all like inspired works. So yeah, that's trance mediumship. There's all different kinds. There's angel mediumship and all different things. So yeah, you're doing trance mediumship when you do that. It's really cool.
And definitely, it's one thing, you know, when I felt a calling to kind of enter this work, like, unfortunately, I do have a lot of relatives that have passed out, so I've always kind of just felt a very closeness to angels, not really knowing about the archangels. I would say a different level of angels per se. So that's one thing, and what I'm kind of recognizing with some of the intuitive whisperings or channeling I feel, sometimes I know it's the angelic realm coming down. And, you know, I would say in some cases, I even kind of feel like either heaviness or, you know, like light or heat around my forehead. And that's another indicator that, you know, someone else is here with me. So I just try to quiet and listen and, you know, write out anything that may come down. So that's kind of been my experiences with channeling with different spirits.
That's excellent. And that's very powerful. So enough delay. Let's get into this box of cards. Once again, this is the Mediumship Training Deck. It is by John Holland, who is a very popular medium. I've listened to quite a few of his readings.
You know about the author.
Yeah,
okay.
And Lauren Rainbow. And this is by HayHouse, who they publish a ton of spiritual material.
And they have an app, HayHouse. They do a lot of, because I think they have a lot of law of attraction. HayHouse has a lot of stuff that they're into, Louise Hayes. But they do have an app, so I wanted to shout that out for a lot of audio affirmations.
And that's what Louise Hay was known for. I didn't know about the app though. So going ahead.
Yeah.
And we'll pick out a few cards that speak to us.
So, you know, we're normally used to, whether you use the books or not, the little white books. In this case, it's actually a pamphlet.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, you know, here, you take a look at the pamphlet. Let me actually open up the cards and see what we have. They're just kind of touching. They are large. I mean, I'm kind of tall, so, you know, they're kind of large as my hand. Let's see the cardstock. It's actually, let me go ahead and slice that open.
It's a nice matte finish.
Yeah, not too glossy, but heavy. Here, I'm gonna let him take a stack.
Yeah.
We'll look through together. So just flipping on the back. So, you know, you use two kind of like just a plain, like a traditional tarot card. But, you know, I guess these are the training instructions and the aspects.
And what are y'all up to this Friday? What are your plans for the weekend? Do y'all have any questions about mediumship, about oracle cards, about our communities? What are y'all up to? Welcome, I'm Hosa Kim.
Oh yeah, please send in the questions, you know, so we can keep this interaction going. The cardstock I really like. Like I said, they feel weighted enough, but not super heavy. So they kind of have like a pastel, I guess let me just show a few. I kind of feel like they have a soft hue, almost, I don't know, I'm just getting like pastel-y. Yeah, not like, pastel. Not strong, bold colors.
Lots of blues and greens.
Yeah, so they're really soft. I'm feeling a softness with this deck.
This is funny because we were just talking about animal medicine and animal kingdom. So that's the first card that's on top, which is really interesting. Welcome to lovely.
And it's funny because I said I'm still gonna botch my home Venusian. And coming from angels and getting lots of love messages, and that's the card that I have. Messages from spirit. You are loved, with the butterfly that's been stalking me in my dreams and in real life, and now on this deck.
Yes. And by the way, you all, at the end, we can pull cards for you if you would like us to pull one for you. But if you'd like us to share a little bit of the description on the back, just let us know.
Yeah, let me.
This is called Be of Service. And working with a deck like this is really great if you're developing as a medium, because it teaches you different ways to receive information and to connect to spirit. So like this card that I just pulled up, blending with spirit, this is very important in mediumship. In my own process, I'll blend with spirit after I establish a link with a spirit. So I have to establish a link, identify who that spirit is for the sitter, and then once I know that spirit, I'll blend with the spirit. Mm-hmm. And that's where you can really pull like a lot of deep level information. So it says in the back, blending with spirit will enhance your communication, allowing for stronger evidential messages.
Okay.
Evidence is important. Merging with the essence of spirit can create a powerful connection to the sitter to feel as though their loved one has come alive even for that moment. And that's like the ultimate goal when you sit with like deceased loved ones, spirits of deceased loved ones. So that's really cool.
I guess I'm just going to briefly go to the instructions because, I mean, it's not like overwhelming information, but there is like a long wall of text. So I guess I'm kind of best trying to figure out based on the design, you know, how does one use this deck? So I'm just going to like read real, just kind of like power read through here. Some of the cards have partnership cards linked to them. So, you know, definitely, you know, while you can learn on your own, it's definitely better if you have a +1. It just says take a moment to be relaxed and grounded before you begin. Choose one card or even a few just to work on each day. So it's definitely a slow unfolding process. It says you can use them in order. Choose a card randomly and just trust whatever you're meant to work on is what you're supposed to work on for the time. It just says, naturally, we encourage you to study and read even more on the subject and the practice of mediumship and try to study with a number of experienced teachers and mediums. So it sounds like we need to be down into your Friday night group. That's the turn up.
You know, this would be really fun to use in the group. But the Lovely says, I have Soulful Woman Guidance cards and Divine Feminine Oracle cards. Y'all, Oracle cards, that's a whole conversation for another live, but Oracle cards are great. I promote tarot, that's what I do. But the format of cards is really great because it's divination.
Yeah.
So if you pull randomly, you get different cards which do different things. One is it allows the spirits to communicate with you. Mm-hmm. So just looking at the images and seeing the topic can generate information and allow you to connect with spirits, but also this gives them ways to show up in your day. So if I pull evidence of spirit, which is right on top, I know that today I'm going to look for the evidence of a spirit in my day, and it's going to give them an opportunity to show. There's so many things you can do with the cards, so that's really...
Shoot, I just got hit with, you know, it just hits you like a download. So I know the first card I had, here it is. Messages from Spirit, you are loved. And same thing. So my family, some of my family members I don't hear from too often. And my cousin sent this message in our group text. He said, I love you all. There we go.
Hello.
You just made me realize that.
Yeah.
So someone is talking. And that was hours before we even unboxed the deck. And like you said, I think that, I mean, my cousin's alive, but that's the beauty of making that connection.
Absolutely.
It feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good. The synchronicities, everything.
And you can talk a little bit about this digital shaman, but one of my objectives in the work that I do is I like to help connect people to spirit. Mm-hmm. I definitely do that with my tarot, but just in general, like there's an awareness that comes about through interacting that, we are spirit and we're flesh, and that there's like, all types of behind the scenes connections going on, just like your technology. Mm-hmm. You know, you just see the hardware, but you don't see all the little wires and transformers and everything and connecting everything to make it work. So when when we get to the spiritual, we remove the physical appearance and we get into the spiritual essence. And there's so many
light beings.
So many inner workings, Yeah.
And I think that's one thing you just made me realize about the age of Aquarius. Like, you know, even though I'm representing the digital, it's not necessarily all about that. Aquarius is the great awakening. We need to go back into a remembering, and we need to know that, I mean, everyone has different beliefs, but fundamentally we are light beings, you know? And that's how energy transforms, comes down from the sky, comes down from whatever, or what they say, energy's never canceled, it's always just transferred or...
and there's, with that technology theme, again, we're all connected to this web, you know? This is a spiritual web. DeLovely said, that's exactly what I'm trying to work on. That's awesome, DeLovely. Yeah, like, it's a journey, but you know, connecting to spirit is the thing. And then Master the Mystic Arts 2019.
If you want to know the name of the deck
again,
let's, hold on, let me put the top back on. It's called the Mediumship Training Deck by John Holland. And it just released Thursday.
Oh, it's brand new.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it, and like I said, I had forgotten until Amazon reminded me, and then I ran into you, and then it was all divine.
I can say, you know, even these things that are on the cards, finding the stillness, flower power, these images are beautiful because they're very evocative. But these are all things that we do in my mediumship circles that I learn in, and so these are not just great cards, but these are the actual things that you'll do.
I like this one. Trance dance. Because, I think for me, sometimes, I guess now that I'm going to have to do some more research on this trance-like state is I tend to listen to like dance music and kind of get the joy popping, and then whoosh, things just come alive. So I really, really like this card. Like I said, the only word I can keep using as a descriptor is very warm. It is just inviting. I just feel like it's inviting.
Yeah, trance definitely like.
Oh, like trance music.
The repetition helps take you into that state, that altered state. That's really cool.
Yeah. Let's see what else they have. Oh, in terms of, which is very important, diversity. One card that came up, reaching out to spirit. See your brother on there. So I think that's important, for decks to continue to show different shades, different types of people.
Yeah, the one I just showed y'all, Finding the Stillness, features an Asian gentleman.
Yeah, that's very, very good to see.
It's very modern.
What else do you have?
I'm impressed. This is actually really cool. If you're looking to learn about mediumship, this would be a great starting point. Inspirational mediumship. And yeah, pulling cards daily is excellent. Pulling cards with friends is excellent. It's all about your, mediumship is really like a muscle that you have to build.
Yeah.
So the more you do it, the finer you get, like the sharper you get. And this is a great way to do the training. And then another part of it is parts of mediumship are like any other hobby that you take on, so it is building that muscle, but it's also like you want to be well versed in what you do. So you have things that you're better at. Like I'm better at clairvoyance, or I'm better at this or that and third, but really expert level people are good at a wide range of things.
Yeah.
So this is going to develop your range, How are you proceeding? Are you doing intuitive walking to get in the state? Do you use your breath to get to the
that's
state?
a good idea, the intuitive walking. Yeah.
Oh, I get so much inspiration when I walk.
Yeah.
It's like spirit speaks to me when I'm walking outside in nature.
Yeah, and we got a lot of nature over here. And I kind of always called it mindful walking.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of look into reframing that. Another card that I like is replenishing your energy. And, it's kind of like dulled out, but not say dulled out, it's like yellowed out, but the sun, getting outside, letting the sun beam on your face, because, winter is coming and it'll be dark at 4:00. But for now, it's really important to get outside. And, what does the sun deliver to us? Light codes. Again, messages come down from different lights and frequencies. So it's very important to get outside.
And speaking of divination, you definitely got that card for a reason.
This card?
Yeah.
Oh.
We were just talking about your energy depletion.
Oh, yeah, when I ran into him, I was on my way to the park, because I'm like, man, I'm wigged out. I mean, but good point. Yeah, good point.
Very energetic. You have to maintain and guard your energy. Lovely. I receive messages all types of ways, especially through animals. Yeah, that was one of the cards here, the Animal Kingdom.
See how many other animal cards, yeah.
And it really helps with my paintings. I believe I get messages through music, totally. Absolutely. Because of the frequencies and everything.
I want to share. So like I said, I'm learning things, and I'm just so in gratitude to be able to train with Urban Alchemist. We're
all learning things.
I want to share the tip that he gave me. I mean, I didn't know this, so life is about learning, but having an on and off switch and having a boundary with all your spirit guides or whoever is tapping into you, because as he so eloquently put it to the techie, it's like always having a program running in the background and then wondering why your computer is slow. So when I was getting fried, it was because I really didn't have an on and off switch established, and I immediately implemented that suggestion, and it got quieter, and then I turned the switch on when I needed. So that was like a excellent tip.
Yeah, and it really is. What was it called? Replenishing your energy. The more you do mediumship and you utilize your spiritual gifts, you see it really is energetic. People tend to say things so much that they get cliche and they lose their power. So when you hear, oh my God, the energy, and I can feel the energy, to a very grounded, practical person, I'm like, what are you talking about? Or that people just repeat a lot of things they don't know about, but when you get into this work, it's very energetic.
Yeah.
And we are technology.
Yeah.
The word is medium, so we are a medium for things to happen. Our body, we use our physical bodies to sense things or whatever, so we have to regard it in that way, which is so great about digital shaman, because you're tying the technology in with spiritual. But We are spiritual. And then
This one got me.
spiritual gifts are technology as well.
Because we have to remember, what does the nervous system look like? You know, when you see like the picture, it looks like lightning going down the
exactly.
spine. You
the
know,
fractal nature.
yeah, sacred geometry.
A lot of some people will say, yeah, sacred geometry. Some people say when you look at ancient civilizations, like Egypt and China and all that stuff, you don't see a lot of technology because they had a lot of spiritual technology. So in a very left brain culture that we live in right now, this very science oriented, you see a lot of physical technology, but in a more right brained or balanced culture, people were more spiritual. So they had spiritual technology, like we can use our psychic abilities, we can use mediumship or whatever to communicate, and they were more to say they didn't need a cell phone like we do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We need a cell phone to do all these things, but if they're just very tuned in, they can,
yeah. I mean, you know, the different densities and I believe like 5D or higher, you know, they just were able to communicate in ways in which hopefully our planet is shifting back towards.
Even a lot of their world was, this is getting super deep, y'all, but seriously, like, we live in a construct, like, the world of man is constructed on top of the natural world.
Yep.
So we live in an artificial construct. But when you get into those advanced societies and all that they knew and everything, their sense of reality was less and less dense. So there's a lot more abstraction. And so we can't even really experience a lot of things that they did because it's like the internet. You know, when you develop the internet, where is the internet? It's no physical place, but it's very real and it's very ever present.
That's a nice analogy.
There's no place. So when we're talking about she mentioned different dimensions and levels of consciousness, it's not like a physical location and physical characteristics. It's more.
That's a good distinguish. Yeah. It's kind of just, I mean, that's like we're saying, it's a different way of thinking or a different way to be tapped in. Yeah.
It's like, amen to that. Yeah. That's what Miss Sarah said. It's like, y'all know how we used to carry, back in the age of CDs, people used to carry around their portfolios with all their CDs in it. Yeah. They had this big ass portfolio with like, what do we carry around now? What do we carry around now? We carry around a cell phone.
Spotify. Or
more CDs and albums than you could ever imagine, but you don't have the physical.
But it's the same content. It's music.
Same. It's better. So it's like when we look at them, we're like, oh, they were so primitive. It's like, no, they were advanced. We just don't have the physical evidence to appreciate what they had. So it's deep, y'all. But anyway.
Yeah. Just looking through, another kind of card that caught my eye is psychic journaling, because I'm a big journaler. Shout out to Day One app. I really love that. Forget the Android equipment, because I may also highlight, you know, everyone gets into these OS wars, but you know, on my channel there's definitely going to be Android apps and iOS apps. Journey, that's I think the equivalent of journaling app on Android, because I highly recommend journaling. So just a little bit, you know, back to kind of how these cards work. This is, I know it's a lot of information, but what they say on the back, they kind of just give you a description of what they define psychic journaling as. And, you know, they just say, you know, whenever you feel an unexpected thought or impression come to mind, you know, write it down. And when you commit to creating and using your psychic journal, you're actually committing to the unfoldment of your mediumship development. So just kind of like a little bit of insights as to how the cards work, because we've been talking about how pretty they are, but you know, it also is informative.
Yeah, journaling is so important for what you do, because you're constantly growing, and as you experience things, you learn.
I'm going to confess.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I think about a few years ago when I just kind of noticed, and you know, that's how you first notice the synchronicity. You're like, weird things are happening. So I knew I wasn't going crazy because I've been on the spiritual awakening for a while. But in my journal, I created a new section I just called them either a spiritual happenstance or something like that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and that was a way for me to document some of some of the information that was given to me that turned out to be right, or you know, I knew something was going to happen and it did. And you know, it's not about keeping score, but it's just actually knowing, okay, this is for real, this is happening.
Yeah, because I love that point, because one thing I've noticed, and I'm bad about journaling, I'm so bad, but when you experience these mystical things, these psychic things or whatever, they seem so surreal sometimes that you forget they happen.
Yeah.
But when you have it documented and you journal, it's like you flip back and like, oh, that happened. Oh yeah, that happened, because it's so mind blowing. Like it really.
And especially if you're a dreamer, you know, for all my people that have a lot of potential 12th house planets and things like that, you know, the information you pick up in your dreams is critical. Yeah.
Seriously.
You know,
tell me about the psychic journaling too, because I don't know much about that. Not psychic, sorry, the digital journaling. What is that?
Oh, so I mean, it's just like, you know, I mean, I guess we've grown from back in the days where, you know, you had the lock on the side of your diary. So it's just a real simple app. Like, to me, it was a mindful thing. It started with stressed at work, and I'm like, let me just dump it all there. And then in time, you know, the journal became, I hate to say it, but like a best friend. And, you know, the thing about the power of technology, it is the best thing that I like about this journal. I've been journaling for about 5 years now, so they always show you on this day. So it's on this day of 2014, 13, 12, and it's great because I see my own growth. Sometimes I look at these entries and I'm like, who wrote that? And I'm like, your 33-year-old self wrote that. So that's just another way where, again, embracing technology, embracing the age of Aquarius. We still are using our analog tools, but we can now, I mean, you can flip through journals. You know, people have volumes of old journals, but that's going to take time. So leveraging some of your more important entries and things like that, you know, in a digital device, just kind of helps you see your own trends and whatnot.
That's awesome. You know, I need to do that because a lot of times I won't write in a journal because I feel like I can't get my thoughts. I can't record fast enough for my thoughts.
And you make me think voice journaling. That's actually a big one my friend does. Or if you write on paper, you can take a picture and store it in something, you know, like notes or Google Keep if you have an Android phone. I mean, these devices help us, and we need to kind of utilize that. And again, pay respect to the, you know, I don't want to say they're older methods, but they're not antiquated. They've just been given a new level of shine by being embraced in the mobile or computer platform.
That's awesome. I definitely want to look into that. And oh my gosh, this is for me, sitting in the power.
Let me see the card.
That's for me.
Oh, that's nice.
So
with that heart chakra, like, put that card, show them.
Yeah, this is a very important exercise that we do in mediumship, sitting in the power.
Oh, can you explain a little?
I'll tell you. That's for later.
That
ain't for y'all. No, it's just what you do is you sit in the power, like divine, the power of God, and basically you infuse yourself that energy and allows you to connect, and it's the whole thing. But what did you want to say? What did you want to do next?
I'm just looking. I think we went there.
While she's doing that, I did want to pull a card for you, the lovely, and yours is Nature's Healing Power. So get out into nature. I'll just read the first paragraph. Nature is not only something we see with our eyes, but also something we feel and experience in our body, mind, and spirit. It can be wonderfully restorative to our overall well-being. Now is the time to let your body absorb the healing power that nature has to offer. So that is your tip for today. The lovely, I hope you do that. And painting to record is phenomenal. Like, it doesn't have to be just recording words and things. Like, painting is great visual recordings. Sorry, what do you want to do?
Oh, I'm open. I think we hit most
Let me pause and tell you that, so I'll remind you all. So I do the Gallery Mediumship Demonstration every Friday now at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to participate, send me a DM, a direct message, and then I'll tell you where you can pay. It's $10. And I'll send you a link to the Zoom session. So we do it over Zoom.
Okay.
I have 5 slots available each week. We are still accepting requests for tonight's mediumship session. So let me know if you're interested in participating. And it's really fun. Amen. Thank you. I've been getting that message a lot. Yeah, it's for you today. That was just for you. So it's been really fun. It's me stepping out and taking a risk, exercising my gifts, but really serving the community. I knew that I wanted to do one-on-one mediumship because I want to do that personal service, but I also want to do something that was a less expensive option for people that were curious about mediumship, but maybe don't want to commit to an actual reading right away. So that's what I have set up. I hope you all will join us. It's so much fun. I've done 2 so far, and they've both been phenomenal.
That sounds awesome.
And Digital Shaman's going to join us 1 week.
Yeah, definitely. Now I got the equipment together and whatnot, and I'm definitely going to join. I mean, I didn't just buy this deck for, even though the Amazon machine got me, I didn't buy this deck just for to have it sit in a pile. I definitely feel connected, and to me, like anything, if you get a deck, it's like, you resonated with, you don't. If you resonated with it, resonate with it, or you don't. And with this one, I just feel very drawn to it. So I do look forward to, just kind of taking the knowledge serious and just kind of see where I go with it.
Absolutely.
What are our views on independent decks?
What aspect of it, Master of the Mystic Arts? I think it's great that people produce decks. There's so much variety now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when I was learning years ago, there weren't as many available, and now there's all kinds. I think it's great that people lend their perspectives to the different independent decks, and you get different ones than you would normally get. But also, I can say as a tarot reader, and we need to talk about oracle cards versus tarot cards.
Would that be our next live or future potential?
Maybe, I don't know, but I'll just say for now, I promote tarot. That's what I do, and I think tarot is definitely underappreciated. So I really always recommend the Rider Waite deck to learn tarot with.
I'm a Rider Waite devotee.
Yes, and when you really work with it, you see how a lot of indie decks, the experience level of the people and the knowledge base is not, it's different levels to this. So they don't always know what they're doing when they create decks. So that's one drawback. Like, people may represent a card, but they don't know the deep levels of meaning and everything.
Because the symbology that, why am I forgetting the lady that painted the
Pamela Smith.
The symbology, it's just levels to it. I'm not gonna go grab it, but I picked up a book. Should I go grab the book?
Digital Shaman was just showing me a picture that she had framed of a very special independent deck, the Modern Witch Tarot. She has a framed picture of the High Priestess on her wall. I don't want to move the camera because I'm gonna mess it up, but but that's my view. I hope that answered your question, Master of the Mystic Arts. If you were given enough funding, how would you design your...
Oh, wow, you got some good questions.
Yes, I actually have started designing that. Oh, yeah, go ahead and share.
So, like I said, it's actually funny. My take on indie decks, I would say I'm definitely more, not to say one is better than the other, but I do like enjoying oracle cards, only because it's so challenging. I learned on Rider Waite. I don't do as much tarot readings, but I'm in a lot of different tarot clubs, and, Rider Waite I guess it's kind of like learning English, and then learning a different language. And for me, sometimes it's challenging when I see, and I respect a different deck's interpretation of the Magician, the Four of Pentacles. My brain almost freezes, and it's just like, I can't quite process it. So while I enjoy the different takes and the remixes, I ran to get this book because it's called The Ultimate Guide to the Rider Waite, and it just really, let me try to go to like a sample page so y'all can really see how it pulls out all the different symbology and the cards, and then gives you a description of what is going on. So this book has you can go ahead. This book has just given me more respect for the Rider Waite and just the level of depth that can be extracted from the cards. So like I said, I think that's back to what I said about the age of Aquarius. We're all pouring into this large collective base of knowledge, and there's a place and a space for everyone to have something. But in terms of tarot, I do like Rider Waite. I do like where like the melanated tarot, and where they're showing different like I said, diversity. I think that's very key. But generally, I like Rider Waite tarot, and to me, where I go a little crazy with decks is oracle. Because, to me, I really value visual imagery. So I can kind of pick up the oracle card. There's not like a stigma to say, oh, this is a Three of Pentacles. This is not. This is just, hey, a card may say abundance. A card may say that. And then I just kind of flow with what the meaning will be.
Yes. All right, y'all. I did not have this when I was coming up. This is
That came from it was a random thing from the Fae.
This is like too good. It's like the cheat codes. Myth Travels. Hey, Mia here. Love the modern deck. Yeah, that Modern Witch Tarot is amazing. I just ordered it as I went. It's really popular. That's one of the more popular independent. I was telling them about your picture.
Oh, the Lisa Sterle deck, right?
Yeah, that one's amazing. I might order that book. Thanks. Yeah, this is pretty good. Master Mystic Arts. So if I had to design my deck, I actually ordered a deck of blank tarot cards recently. So I put it off for years. I'm actually going to design my own deck for me.
Okay.
If I did one though, that is a really great question. I don't know exactly the take I would put on it because, I could go so many directions. But I can tell you in the past, I was a server in a restaurant for like years. And I created a whole server tarot deck, which was amazing. Yeah, so I may need to do that one.
Copyrights on that stuff, bro.
Yeah, it's amazing because I was like, the 4 suits for like knives, because the cooks of the swords.
That's good though. Yeah.
The wands was pens because you sign the check with the pens. You use pens a lot as a server, write down the order.
Were cups still cups?
Yeah, it was like glassware and like bar glasses and things like that. And then the pentacles were like plates, I think.
That's cool.
Because you serve the dishes and everything. So like it was really cool. And like the high priestess in the deck was the hostess.
I love it, man. That's cool.
Yeah, so it was really fun. Maybe I'll develop that one out. Because the hostess, she like decides whether you can get in or not, where your seat is. So
she's holds like the knowledge.
Yeah.
She holds the reservations.
The reservations, all of that. So
yeah, that's so dope.
Is there anything else? And as we leave, I'm gonna pull a card for. I'll let Digital Shaman pull a card, and then I'm gonna let her allow me to pull a card.
Who's pulling for who?
You're gonna pull for yourself.
Okay, so
close your eyes. Ooh, you got sitting in the power.
Is that because I'm sitting next to the power?
Maybe.
Sorry, I'm all full of corny jokes.
Awesome. Yeah, all right. Mia's down to support, she said. A Kickstarter.
I was thinking about that, yeah.
The only thing holding me back is I know how much work it is. I'm like, am I ready? But it will happen. It will happen. We were just talking before we got on air about the creative space that we're in right now. So, all right. So I'm just going to read the first paragraph. When learning to connect with the other side, it's essential that you make time to get to know your own spirit. If you randomly pull this card, then Spirit is calling you to take time now and sit in your own power. So this is your card for the day. All right.
Okay. Let me reshuffle.
It's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking. If y'all would like a card too, let us know.
Yeah, please do. All right, Urban Alchemist, close your eyes, please.
Thank you all for joining us this Friday. This is really special and fun.
Okay. Hold on.
The theme today is sitting in the power. That is it. Hey.
We can't make this stuff up, man. Oh my God.
Y'all saw it here, so that's everybody's card today. And let me tell you what that is, because you asked it.
Yeah, I did. I guess this is a way of spirits getting for you to tell us.
It is, absolutely. So as we leave, I'll share sitting in the power is exercise as a medium. You do every single day if possible, where it's a whole process where you expand your soul. For me, I don't know if it's ever been described this way, but you're dying. It's a dying process. So you shut down your body and then you allow your soul to expand. And that's how you connect with loved ones, ancestors, whatever. Now, this is a gift that was channeled by a certain psychic. If you pull the card, I can probably see his name on there.
Oh, it's right here.
It was given.
Can I clarify now? When you say death, like ego death, or just kind of like as you explained, a separation of the physical, like turning the physical body offline.
Basically.
Okay.
You're powering down your physical. So it's your. I just had the word. It's simulating death for yourself. That's just how I interpret it. I don't know if everybody's ever written it that way, but what you do is, you calm your body. You do the scan from the top of your head down to the bottom. So you just relax everything going down. And then you can do it different ways, but I imagine like a candle that I light. And then I allow the light to just grow and grow and grow. And it fills my entire body. And then it fills the entire room.
Okay.
And then it fills the entire neighborhood. And then the state, then the world, then the planet, then the universe. And at a certain point, everything is light.
Yeah.
And when you're in that space, you're in that divine light, and you just allow God, the divine light, to just fill you with divine energy. And when you do that regularly enough, it powers your readings or whatever.
Okay.
And also in that space, you can connect to deceased spirits. So if you do that on a regular basis, it'll make you much more sensitive. What's up, Nicole? Love it, especially since we're moving astrologically. Yeah, that'll just sharpen your mediumship skills. So that's sitting in the power.
Thank you for the explanation.
Yeah, you're just receiving that divine light, divine energy, and then...
So let me look at the imagery again. So I guess that's why, to me, it's kind of like, I've been in the new cards. It's almost radiating from the heart chakra, which we know that's our electric generator, people. You know,
the solar plexus. It could be either one.
Okay, and then it's just going outward. Okay.
That's not the solar plexus, but you can use
both
your divine light, which is the solar plexus, and the heart as well to expand. That's sitting in the power. If you think about spirit, is very expansive.
Yeah.
And it's very etheric. So by you shutting down this, we were talking about dimensions earlier, by you shutting down your 3-dimensional self, you just can tap into your expansive self, and that's where your mediumship comes from. So yes, we're so happy that you all joined us this Friday. Check out Digital Shaman on Instagram, and Digital Shaman just started creating YouTube videos as well.
Yeah, so I can be found as Digital Shaman 11. Someone's holding the Digital Shaman with no numbers hostage. And then my channel is, I think it's Digital Shaman 11 on there as well, where I've just started, like I said, doing daily draws with various digital tarot decks. And then eventually, actually too, this video will be posted there as the Medium Training Deck unboxing. But I hope to kind of, do some fun videos with astrology. That's actually I probably say that's my number one passion. Not that anything can be in competition, but I'm just trying to have fun with it. And you can definitely go check out some of my ideas and things like that over at Digital Shaman on YouTube, and digitalshaman11.com is my blog. But I tend to kind of just repost content there, so that's where I can be found.
Excellent. And y'all know me, the Urban Alchemist. I'm here every day to do your tarot consultation. $100 for an hour. It's really more like an hour and a half. Now I offer mediumship 1-to-1, $30. It's a great deal. And then we have the Gallery Mediumship reading. So check me out, and y'all have a wonderful weekend.
All right, goodbye to all the divine sparks. Thank you guys for joining us, and enjoy.
Bye, everybody.
All right.